we're talking to Max Clifford. Now, Max and I have many things in common. One of them is that we were both victims of phone hacking by the News of the World. I can say that without equivocation, because in his case, the News of the World paid a very large sum of money to him, and in my case they have admitted liability, and all we're haggling over is what happens next. So there is no question that both of us were hacked. But Max, of course, a much bigger player on these matters than I, and one of the things that he's now involved in is representing a young woman who was in Big Brother. Not with me. I'm not even sure which Big Brother she was in. But she looks like a big girl, but she is crying over the fact that she's unable to tell her side of the story of an affair with a married Premiership footballer. Alleged. I say alleged, even though, of course, we can't name that married Premiership footballer because we are forbidden by an injunction from discussing it. Indeed, we're forbidden by a super injunction. Now, I, through a variety of contacts with people in the know, I think, pretty much everybody who's got a super injunction. And, in most cases, why? Though not, in fact, all of them. But most of them I know on what grounds they've got that super injunction and what the allegation, at least, is against them. But the point about a super injunction is that we're not allowed even to tell of its existence. So if Mr. X, for example, went to court and got a super injunction, not only would we be forbidden from knowing the subject of the super injunction, we'd be forbidden from knowing that it had even been sought and obtained. It looks like the ground is shifting against these super injunctions. A friend of mine, a solicitor, has been heavily involved in obtaining these super injunctions, so I tread even more carefully because she'll not like what I'm about to say next. It seems to me that in a free society, this proliferation of super injunctions is a bad thing. And even if it, for the most part, though I must tell you not wholly, even if, for the most part, these super injunctions are currently covering up stories that are of no national importance and no public interest at all, merely private and public titillation, the day will come, if it has not already come, and it may have, in this crop of super injunctions, that stories that we need to know are being suppressed because of this pattern proliferation, as I say, of super injunctions. Now, a long time ago in Parliament, although I have no reason to love the British press, I can assure you, made a speech and tried to talk out a Tory attempt to introduce a privacy bill. I don't believe that the rich and the powerful should be able to use the law to protect their privacy. But if they do have that right, then it must be a right that is obtained from Parliament and not by judges, because this is not a country governed by judges.